Now, welcome everybody. Hello, my name is James Dunn. I am the organizer of this Turning the Outbreak into Opportunity Facebook page, and the person putting together these videos. As all of this COVID-19 scare kind of ran across the country, and we started talking about how to do self-quarantine and physical distancing. So I don't like the idea of social distancing, but the physical distancing, staying away from everybody. And people getting laid off from their jobs, and just a lot of fear was setting in across the country. But I almost immediately saw the opportunity that was available to so many people to reset their lives, to maybe pivot, shift, or if nothing else, take the time to really, take inventory of their life and make sure they were on the path that they wanted to be on. So when this thing was over, that they could go, back to their work or whatever they were doing. Really excited and just knowing that they were on the right path. So for those people who were in that fear mode or that scarcity mode, I wanted to put together an environment where people could come together and hear about some positivity and hear about the opportunities that were available to them. And I also wanted to give them something that they could put, their focus on that was, like, say, positive, and not what we're seeing and hearing from the news, which is 24/7 of just negativity and fear and death and, all of that scare tactic kind of mumbo jumbo, because that's no fun. So that's what this group is all about. If you're watching on Facebook right now, definitely feel free to share this video. You can host it as a watch party, so you can post it on your page, whatever, get this message out there, because we just want to, again, get these messages out to as many people as possible and show them what the opportunity is here for them in their lives. This is a live Zoom call. You're welcome to join us there if you want to come in and be a little bit more interactive with the call itself. Or I am monitoring this on Facebook on my phone. So feel free to drop your questions and comments in there for myself or Maria, and I can bring them over into the conversation, as we're going on. And with that being said, I'm going to give you a proper introduction, Maria. And I'm not very good at reading, but I'm going to try it the best I can anyway. So Maria is born and raised in Queens, New York. She's a native there. She is a mindset and manifesting coach for high achieving and heart leading women. Maria teaches women how to get out of their own way by breaking through limiting beliefs that have been holding them back, so they can unapologetically step into their power and create a life they love, which I'm so passionate about myself. She has worked with for almost a decade in mastering her wellness rituals and has studied with amazing teachers from all over the world. She is a serial entrepreneur. She's a teacher. She's a coach, a speaker, and a joy seeker. She has transformed the lives of many through her heart-led coaching programs, courses, digital content, and bite-sized, God damn, so close. I was right there. Bite-sized mindset tips. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the manifesting ninja herself, Maria Concha. Welcome.
Thank you, James. You did an amazing job reading that, by the way.
I tried. Sometimes I get through pretty well. Sometimes but I wanted to make sure to give you a full, proper introduction. I hate just saying, well, she's a really awesome person. Here's Maria. Let's give you some backstory, because I've known you. We've met very recently.
Yeah.
It's been just a month or two. We've actually known each other, but I love your message and what you're trying to put out into the world. And so, without question, I want to have you come on here and share. Like today, we're going to talk about money manifesting tips, and strategies. And with everything that's going on in the world, I know right now there's so many people that are scared. They've lost their jobs, or they're being, their jobs are being cut back to like half pay or half their hours. And so that's something that's really on a lot of people's minds right now. And just wanted to kind of turn the floor over to you and share with us some ideas of how we can get focused back on what's possible here and see the opportunity and how to manifest that money, because that's what so many people, are looking for right now.
Yes. I totally hear you, James. I know there's a lot of scarcity mindset going on right now. And in all fairness, I can completely understand, that. But I'm just here to talk about how to kind of shift that scarcity mindset into an abundant mindset, right? Especially with everything going on now. And I'm going to break down my 5 money manifesting principles. And if you have any questions, or if you see any questions pop up like during that, you can like stop me, because I think that's really important. I'm not here to just like give a speech. I think it's, like I need a lot of people who are that can be resistant to this kind of work right now, because it, the story that they bought into is, that's impossible because the world's going to shit,
Yeah.
So please feel free to just like, cut me off and like ask any questions. I'd rather just answer what people actually want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So money manifesting and like how to do it, right?
Yes.
So as a mindset and manifesting coach, aka manifesting ninja, I had manifested a lot of amazing opportunities in my life. And honestly, in any economy, really up or down, it really doesn't matter. And the main question that I'm getting and that I get is, Maria, how can I manifest more money? And my question to them is, well, first I say, the power is in the questions you ask. So I want you to ask yourself, what is your relationship with money? Because like any other relationship in your life, if you want it to thrive, it has to be healthy. So like, otherwise it's going to be up and down and unpredictable. And it's kind of like, James, it's kind of like, when you meet someone like a guy or girl and you first start dating them and you're like, and if you go off the bat with, I don't trust this person, or, like, where's that going to go? That ain't going to go very far.
Mm-hmm.
If you have your reservations about them, if you're fearful that, they're going to, go off and like not come back or not text back or not call back, most likely that's what's going to happen, right? You're already projecting that. You're going into that relationship, like dooming it. And the same thing for money. Mm-hmm. So like I say for your tribe, for your viewers right now, anyone like listening, what is your relationship with money? Are you afraid of not having enough? Are you freaking hoarding it? Like, are you spending mindlessly? Are you organizing it? Or are you just not even like looking at it? Do you think rich people suck and are horrible humans? Do you think like, oh, I'll only have enough for my bills? Like, or, oh, money, it just goes. It like, just like that. It came in and then just went. Like, what is your relationship with money? This is so important because your relationship with it is going to determine how much of it or how it comes into your life. Right?
Yeah.
And so like when you begin to heal your limiting beliefs around money and your limiting like relationship, like identities around money, that's when things begin to shift. And I know like some people are like, what are you talking about, Maria? You sound crazy. This money is not a person. It's not a human. What the fuck are you talking about? So, but it's really this, if you apply this concept to money and you start to like see, like you literally, like I invite people to start viewing it like, what is my relationship? Okay, let me think about it. Often I wasn't raised like that. I was on welfare, single mom, struggled so much most of my life. So for me, struggle city was the norm. And I understand that that's actually a big part of society, and that's where they're at, right? But I like to think that that is by choice because we can choose our thoughts, right? And I know it can be difficult to shift when the freaking world is going through a really, struggling, trying time, right? But this is when you have to do the work the most. So I just want to share with anyone watching, like what my relationship with money is and how it has completely transformed my life from being in negatives in the bank account to running, two successful companies and not having to worry about money. The two things I wanted in my life for myself that I manifested was location freedom and financial freedom. And so I just want to share my money relationship with your viewers, and feel free to put this on your vision board or whatever. So my relationship with money is collaborative. It's wonderful. It's creative. It's spontaneous. It's fun, loyal, loving, exciting, abundant, ever flowing. Like I can literally take that and say, oh yeah, Jeff and I, which is my partner for almost 10 years, is the same thing. And we're thriving. Him and I are like, we're solid. I'm very grateful for my relationship, but it's like the same thing. It's the same concept, right? So this is how I view money. This is the relationship. That shit's exciting as all heck to me. We collaborate like through thick and thin under any circumstances, whether the economy is up or down does not affect how I feel about money and how money enters and continues to circulate in my life.
Yeah. Well, just as you were, describing your relationship with money just a few seconds ago, I mean, I was getting excited about money just to hear it. It's like when you view money that way, it gets you excited about it versus that scarcity mindset of, oh gosh, where am I going to get it from? And I'm afraid of it. Not let's not talk about it because that's taboo. Nobody talks about money. So yeah,
Yes.
just changing that mindset and how you view it. And I mean, that's going to open you up so much more. So yeah, tell us more.
Yeah, exactly. And so before you can actually go out and try to like attract this or do whatever you feel like you need to do to get more money, you need to heal that relationship that you have with it. And a lot of it stems from when we were kids and we saw so much, right? We saw our parents struggling, or our parents were like, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, or whatever it is our parents said to us. And you heard growing up, there are parents that are hoarders, always just like, emergency money, or well, no, we can't have that. We don't have enough for that. We don't have any money. We don't have any money. How many people grew up with the parents saying, sorry, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. We can't afford that. Right. I know I did. And it was really scary for me. And that shit stays with you as an adult on a subconscious level. So the work that I do, it's about reprogramming your mind on a subconscious level. Reprogram your subconscious mind. This is the shift. This is what it takes for you to step into an abundant mindset and really attract. And when I say attract, look, these are just like words, right? Attract. This is all I'm saying is this is what it takes to step into your power and like be unafraid to go out and like, meet the right opportunities and, or create the right opportunities, even if they're not out there. This is all that is. It's just kind of clearing the blocks and getting out of your own freaking way. That's all that is. And it's all mindset.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, the first, I'm going to get into my money manifesting pillars. And the first pillar is clarity. Clarity. How much money do you even want? Right? Like, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, I want money, I want money, I want money. But then when I ask them, like, well, how much money do you want? They're like, oh shit. Well, this is what I get. I coach women. So I get from women I get. Well, I just want enough to pay my bills. What? You just want enough to pay your bills? Really? Like, that's it? And the problem is that we're so scared to ask for more because we're so afraid to not get it. So you're playing small, and you playing small does not, like, you're not doing anyone a favor.
No.
You playing small is a disservice to yourself and to your family.
Yeah.
So number one is get clear on what you want and claim it. Like, for example, James, entertain me here for a bit. All right, let's say, and I'm going to ask you something, and this is for any of your viewers, if you guys are watching, tuning in. So what I'm going to ask you a question, James. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. It could usually, it's just like in your mind, but just hear me out. All right. So what is your dream bank account? So think about that in your mind. Like, what is your dream bank account?
So mine, I would love to have, and this, of course, there's some limiting beliefs in here, but for me, $100,000. That's always that nice, simple, easy number.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say right now you woke up, like you came and you looked at your thing and it's $100,000 in your bank account, right? Okay, great. So now, James, this is for all my high achievers that are like, Marie, I ain't got those limiting beliefs, girl. I'm good. All right. All right. So $100,000, James. Okay. Now, what if I had, let's pretend it's my little genie lamp, right? What if I had a genie lamp right now and you knew that by me rubbing it, you'll get exactly, like literally it'll go into your bank account, right? So I'm going to ask you again, remember, 100% that by me doing this, it's literally going to show up, and like you could share it with your wife or, whomever, your spouse or whatever, and say, hey, look, this is what we have, right? So I'm going to ask you again, and then I'm going to rub it. Okay. James, what is your dream bank account? What is the thing you want in your bank account right now? Ready? We're going to rub it. So what is that number right now that you know it's for sure?
It just went to $10 billion.
Exactly. so the reason
I took away all that. How am I going to get there? Was just, well, let's just put 10 billion because I can't spend 10 billion in a lifetime, So yeah.
Exactly. So the reason I say this is, obviously this is like an extreme example right now, but the reason I say this, I want to show you how we get in our own way. And I'm not saying, James, from 100,000, you should be going for 10 billion, because I'm also about, let's take the practical, tangible steps and like, let's be, more tuned into where you are. That's why I merge mindset, practical stuff with manifestation, which is the woo-woo stuff. I merge them both because I don't think that you could just like sit on a fucking rock and like, just like think
magically the money's going to fall out of the sky and you've got it. Yeah,
exactly. I don't believe that. I think it takes both. Right. And anyhow, so the reason I showed you that is because a lot of times when I ask people like, what is your dream home? They're like, oh, well, I'll just take this, that. So if you're downplaying things like that, right, what else are you, blocking into your life? And this is all your mind. Your mind's just fucking with you. It's like these fear gremlins, these doubt gremlins. I'm sorry, can I curse? Sorry.
This is what you and I have only known each other for a month, so you don't know the fuck is my favorite word. So absolutely. And it's so funny because so many coaches that have known me, they'll let a fuck slip out and like, oh wait, it's your audience. We're good. We're okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. So, so I say that because you can do this with so many things. Like, what is your dream home? What is your bank account? What does your dream tribe of friends look like? Right? All these things. And often we're like, well, it'll be okay if I had, no, get clear. Like the power is in like getting clear. And really the thing is that people don't ask for what they want because of the fear of not getting it, right? Like that first time you're like $100,000 in your mind, you could probably justify a bit, quickly how you can get that, but you couldn't justify a higher number. Yeah. So you're playing small, James, and not just you, we all, right? Like we all have to a certain extent, we have that like ceiling, right? And the reason I say like, don't be afraid to get specific is because I want to add these words at the end of the goal that are going to really, really help you or whomever who has a goal and like potentially has some doubts about it. So you can say your goal, and then at the end you can say this or something better, right? Because now with these like 4 magical words, you open yourself up to grander possibilities, because sometimes the universe has way better plans than we could have ever imagined for ourselves. Yeah. So now we're working from an open, non-linear, not rigid space, open to creative possibilities for abundance.
I like that. Yeah. Well, because like I say, because so many times what happens is like you brought up, I can almost justify the $100,000. That's something I can easily say, okay, I could do this and this, and boom, we're there. But if so often we just we bring our baggage, from our past, like so those limiting beliefs that we've got, the experiences that we've gone through. Well, I tried this and this didn't work, and I tried this didn't work. So that's why I can't picture something bigger than this or whatever. And so when you can just remove all of that bullshit and just say, no, just the universe is wide open to this or something better. You're just opening your hands wide to receive whatever's available.
Yes, exactly. And the this or something better is such a game changer. It's like such a shift. It actually even feels better to just like say it. Like you're like, I want $100,000 or, like this or something better. So, it just leaves you open, and like from a psychological perspective, you don't feel like so tied down to that. And the fact that there are other possibilities that can potentially come into your, into your space, it just feels better. And when you feel better about it, you start to really believe in it even more so. So that is the first principle, right? So the second principle is embody this person. So embody the characteristics of the person who has or lives the kinds of life, or who has the kind of bank account that you want. Like how are they showing up? What kind of person is she? How does she think? Who is she being? Right? Most likely she's someone who's committed, focused, positive, right? She's probably not focusing on the lack, because she knows that by focusing on the lack, she's just going to attract more lack. So how is this person being? So now that we got clear on that bank account or whatever, money you want to, attract into your life, now you have to think about, okay, how is the person that's actually has this life, how is she acting? Yeah. Right? And it's important to not give thought to the lack. And it's important to really operate from a place of possibility, not impossibility. When you operate,
Yeah, just going into it with that mindset that this is absolutely possible, and just embodying, like I said, that person who let's just, again, we're going to use the example $100,000. You know, that person who has this money in their account, how would they act? What are the things that they would do? They wouldn't, you know, worry about this $5 charge on something if they knew that it was going to be, you know, something that's going to benefit them down the road. Yeah, but
Yeah.
just embodying all of that.
Yeah, and like it's also like I know that it's easy for me to just say this and say like just embody, just act like this person. But what I want to say is, look, something that is very relevant right now. This person, this badass CEO, you know, millionaire, whatever it is, she's not tuning into the news every 5 minutes and going, you know, and picking up the phone on Aunt Sally who's like, guess who dropped dead? She's not entertaining the shit show path. She just isn't. She doesn't have room for that. It doesn't serve her. It does not get her closer to her money goals. It's not going to be, you know, of service, of use to her. So instead, she's like, you know what? I'm thinking about what's going on right now with, you know, with this pandemic. Let me see if I could help. Let me put together a charity or something. This is how she's showing up. So now she shows up like this. And now, you know, Joe is like, oh my gosh, Maria, that's amazing. I love that you just did that. You know what? Would you like to team up with me? Would you like to collaborate with me? I want to do a program with you. When we're out of this shit show, 3 months later, I really like what you did. You spoke to me. This is opportunity. This is opportunity. This is how we start to attract. So right this second, you plant the seeds that you want to see grow. So a lot of people are like, but Maria, how can I, you know, feel abundant when my bank account is in negatives right now? Or I'm so scared because the money is just like, I don't have a job. I got laid off. So what you have to think about is like, you need to look at your life or your bank account. And first off, your bank account doesn't define who you are right now. What happened is that you planted seeds 10, 20 years ago. You had your money mindset seeds, right? That were scarcity. And they're right now, this is what you're seeing. You need to know that you're doing the work now to shift that, and you're planting seeds now. So look at your life as like who you are showing up today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So today I'm showing up like that. So you're showing up as a wealthy person, as an abundant person.
Yeah. You know, when you talk about the bank account does not define who you are as a person. And so like a really easy example is just imagine for a second that somebody magically deposited $10 million in your bank account right now, but you don't bother to go look at your bank account. They don't send you notification, nothing, you know, it just happens to drop in there. You had a rich uncle that died and they just somehow put it in there. You're still the same person today. You know, you don't know it until suddenly one day you go look at the bank account and then you're like, oh gosh, I got $10 million in the bank. You, just because that money's there or it's gone doesn't change you as a person. It's your perception because you looked at that number and you gave it some, you know, specific meaning, like, oh, wait a minute, now I'm this person because I see this. But reality is you are who you decide to be at any given moment of time.
Exactly. And so, yeah, so that's that. And I really, you know, it's the whole thing about like just retraining your brain from like predicting fallout to, you know, recognizing opportunities everywhere. We've heard that, right? We've been hearing that. And I'm such a believer in that. And this is like, I feel like this is innate in me, but look, the truth is that's just an identity and a belief that I bought into. Like I just brainwashed myself so I'm saying this is innate in me. I literally believe that, like with all my soul, my heart, right? I just trained myself. I just brainwashed myself pretty much to believe that. And that's what we have to do. Like brainwash yourself to thinking and being the person that you want to be and living the life that you want to live. Like that's what we're playing, the game of reprogramming your subconscious mind, your limiting beliefs. And the only way you're going to do that is to brainwash the fuck out of yourself, you know, to go the other route.
You got the old Henry Ford quote, you know, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. So it's literal, you get to choose. Do I want to choose to believe that I can be this person, or do I want to choose to believe that I can't be? And if I've got those two options, I might as well go ahead and choose that I can. That seems like a better option to me. I mean, at least there's the possibility, there's opportunity there. Whereas if I choose that I can't, well, automatically it's all cut off and there's nothing.
Yes, James, I love that quote. That's actually one of my favorite quotes. That's literally, that's it in the most simple way ever. And at the practical steps that people can do to reprogram their subconscious. But I'm very aware that these are just words. I'm all about like, how can we get that result? So I'll do that at the end. So the third principle is aligned action. So aligned action is it is not to be mistaken for inspired action, because the truth is, I don't freaking know when you're going to be inspired, and you may be waiting around a long time to feel inspired. So, so I say aligned action, basically, it's just good old practical, tangible steps that that lead you towards your goal, you know, and basically it's just aligned steps that align with the goal that you have in mind. So if you want to make X amount of dollars, it's about what are the goals? Like, what are the steps that you need to take that align with that vision that you have? So for example, let's say a goal of yours was you want to write a book or something. I don't know. You want to be an author, right? And you want to publish it and all that stuff. So now you're like, okay, well, there's so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed. Like, what the heck do I need to do? Right. So something that you can do is you can, I always say, like, first, just like brain dump all these like ideas of like what you can actually do. Like, what are all the steps? What are all the steps? You're not going to do all these steps because it's just going to drive you crazy, and it's not efficient. So you're going to write out all these steps. And now I want you to choose which steps excite you the most. Like, which steps excite you the most? Like, and excite you doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. That's not what excite you means. Excite, for me, something exciting scares the shit out of me. Like, I challenge myself so much, and that excites me. So even if you look at something and if you want to obviously write a book or publish a book, and maybe part of it is like you want to reach out to James, who's a copywriter, just so he could see your first version. Like, it's probably not going to feel like good exciting, but it's going to be like, damn, I know that James, oh my gosh, he's so awesome. And I know that he could really put me on the map, or whatever the case is. That's exciting. Even if it's scary, go for it. So that's what I mean about like, take aligned action, create those like baby steps.
Yeah. And I love how you, just real quick, I love how you pointed out the aligned action, and I forgot the word, but you know, where you're, what was the word you used instead of aligned?
Oh, inspired action?
Inspired, yeah. I love how you distinguish those two, because it can be so hard. Like, say, sometimes you're just really, really inspired, and some days you're not. And so, yeah, if you wait around for that inspiration, you could be waiting a very long time. Because I've caught myself getting stuck in that trap of, like, writing posts or whatever. It's like, well, I gotta wait till I'm inspired. Well, then I could literally go a week before I'm really inspired. So you almost just have to sit down and start that. And it's interesting because I was recording a podcast episode this morning where it's all about the hardest part is just starting. You know, like, just start something, do something, because then that inspiration comes as you get into the flow of it. So yeah, when you take that aligned action, you know you're headed in the right direction. That inspiration will come by taking those steps. So I love that distinction that you made there.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And when it comes to money, if you have money goals, you can also do the same. Write out a list. See, like, get creative. Like, right, we're open. Remember, we're not linear. We're not rigid. We're creative we're creative to, different ways, different possibilities for abundance. Mm-hmm. And this is like when you start to think like that, that's when like money starts to come to you in expected and unexpected ways.
Yeah.
Right. So the fourth principle is feel good. Feel good. Everyone's like, what? I can't feel good right now. So much shit's going down. Have you not seen the news, girl? Right? Manifesting ninja, you and your painting back there in your bubble. Now, okay, I will tell you, feel good. Because I need you to remember that your point of attraction is in feeling good. When you genuinely feel good, this means you're in alignment. And when you're in alignment, you make better decisions. You have more clarity. You have more energy to show the fuck up in a more expanded way.
Yeah.
Do you see how feeling good is crucial?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Right? Yeah. I 100% believe that. Yeah. You gotta feel it, because and that's one of the things I know that I struggle with in the past. I'm sure many people struggle with, is that we do these actions, but we don't feel good about doing them. And so that's why we don't see that result, is because we're not feeling good. And again, it's not always, I mean, sometimes it's scary, some of the things we're doing, but it is in alignment with what our goal is. And so we will end up feeling really good by doing it.
Yeah. And I just want to make it clear, when I say feel good too, yeah, James, you're right. You touched upon it. We're not going to always feel good to do the scary, exciting thing. But when I say by like feel good, I just mean also like, don't like look away from anything that makes you feel bad or like not, you know what I mean? Like, Put the fucking phone down. Stop being on the gram, looking at anything negative. The news, mainstream media, all this stuff, like that is not, that's low vibe shit. That is out of alignment stuff. And that's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to make decisions from. Right. So do whatever it takes. I don't know, fucking do your makeup, get all dressed up, whatever it takes. Don't judge yourself. And it's not like anyone can see you. Like, no one, do whatever it takes to feel good. When you feel good, this is when you start to like, oh shit, okay, all right. Now you start to feel good. And now, things start to kind of just like shift for you. And now you're stepping into your work or your action with a different state of being. Yeah. And your emotions, they drive your actions, and your actions drive how you show up. How you show up is what gets you fucking results.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, you just talked about getting dressed up, and think about it when you go out, like if you're going out for a night on the town, when you get dressed up and you've got some clothes on that make you just feel amazing versus when you go out in sweatpants or shorts and an old ripped up t-shirt. What is your energy like when you're going out, and how are you interacting with people, when you're dressed up looking, sharp versus when you look like shit, your energy is completely different. So yeah, when you find little things like that just make you feel good, it completely transforms what's possible for you.
100% it does. And don't judge it. When you judge it, that's ego.
Yeah.
Don't judge it. If it feels good to you, do it. Do it. It's ego. Like, what do you mean, Maria, put on makeup? No, I'm not vain. Oh, stop it. You feel good when you look good, right? And do what it takes. Don't judge yourself. Do what it takes. A haircut, whatever the hell it is,
Yeah.
So that's that. And also when you step into good feeling vibes, you instantly become a magnet for your goals, because guess what? Successful people and opportunities are gonna want to be around you, period.
Mm-hmm.
So just from like that perspective, right? James, we're only on this here because of my energy and because of what I bring, right?
Absolutely. I love your energy. And so I'm getting inspired just sitting here talking to you. It brings up my energy. So I love
it. So it's the same thing. If you're all like Debbie fucking Downer, you're going to just attract more Debbie Downer experiences.
Yeah.
And so the final principle is surrender. Ooh, the all elusive surrender. All right, guys, it's really not that woo. All it is, you ready for this? It's not getting attached to the outcome, because this or something better, right? So it's just being open to creative possibilities for abundance, because you aren't a rigid, linear thinker. You allow money to come into your life in expected and unexpected ways. That's actually been my affirmation for so many years. And you operate out of faith and not fear, right? Because here's the thing. I had a client of mine who, she's like, Maria, I want to leave my job. Everyone wants to leave their job. Everyone wants to start a business. And I'm all for it. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Right?
Yeah.
So, especially like my single mamas, I'm like, my heart is just like, I just want to help. So she was like, but, I will leave in a year. She was like fixated on this year. And I said, hey girl, listen, a year, like if you are so fixated and attached on a year, you're going to miss out on 3 months on anything else, because you got these blinders on. So does that make sense?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Because when you're stuck on this one goal, it has to be exactly this. Well, then here's this other thing that was this or something better. But like you say, I'm just going to ignore it, because that's what our mind can only focus on so many things. And when we're only focused on this target for a year, here's this possibility that looks maybe not exactly like what we thought it was going to. But like say we get out 3 months, 6 months, I'm like, no, not yet. God damn it. I said in a year, give me, no, I'm not ready yet. Bullshit. You're ready now.
Exactly. So it's like, just like when you operate out of faith, this is like the difference, like of operating out of faith and operating out of fear. When you operate out of faith, you are open to this, right? When you operate out of fear, you're rigid, you're linear, you just like, this is the path. And that can only get you so far. And maybe some people are like, no, Maria, I'm very strict with my goals, and that's how I accomplish stuff. And that is what happens is with that one, there's a lot of burnout when you operate out of fear. 2, it's sporadic fucking success. And I don't know about you, but I'm all about consistent success. I'm all about that. Right? And I'm all about that with ease and flow. And this is why I teach this stuff, because I'm a fucking doer like you wouldn't believe it. Like my people know me to get shit done. Like you want to get shit done, that you go to Maria. But I used to burn out so much, and I so always worked super hard. And now for the past couple of years, I've like learned how to get the work done, but do it with ease and flow through this manifestation work that I do. And as you can see, James, it's not all that different than what you're probably already doing, but it's just little tweaks, like the this or something better, like the, you know, it's just like little tweaks that you can do. So, I mean, the bottom line is I always tell people, like, don't apologize for what you actually want and what you're striving for, or for any of your success. Like, cause like ask for exactly what you want and claim the shit out of it. Like, despite what you've heard about, you know, growing up, about how like money makes people, like money hungry people, like it's like scumbags, and like money, you know, people who have a lot of money, like are horrible. That's, or some version of that, right?
Yeah.
That's just like, that's not it. And like one of my mantras, which James, I know you know this one very well, is when good people make good money, they do great fucking things.
Yeah.
You know, money simply enhances who you already are. And if you were a dick before you had a lot of money, most likely you're going to be an even bigger dick with money. But if you were a kind, caring human before you had lots of money, now you're going to be an even bigger, kinder, caring human who can fund kind, caring missions. Money doesn't change you. It just magnifies who you already were. And it can 100% fund things that are super important for you. And this is why I love teaching my money manifesting principles, because for every good soul that breaks through these blocks, breaks through their family like limiting, you know, money cycle, they get to create a whole other life that allows for more time with their family, kids, friends, passions, and more. So you get to show up in the world in a more expanded way. You get to contribute with more ease, flow, and joy. And like, this is what we need. You know, we need these kind of humans out into the world. And we need to be this way so that when we like bring kids into the world, right? Like, I don't have babies, but like, that's my goal. Like when they like come into the world, like this is going to be their fucking norm.
Yeah. They're not going to have to battle those old sayings. Like say, money doesn't grow on trees. And like say that every person who's rich, they're just out to steal your money. They're a crook. And it's unfortunate because so many people were brought up in that era. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that I heard, and I don't blame my parents for saying those things because that's what they heard and that's what their parents taught them. But thankfully, I've been able to remove myself enough from that situation and surround myself with people like yourself and Chris Harder and all these people like this that show us that that's not the case. Like you said, if you're a dick before you have money, you're a bigger dick when you got a lot more money. If you're a kind, caring person, you know, before you have money, you'll be a more kind, caring person when you've got more money. So it isn't going to change you. It just amplifies who you are. And that was a really hard thing for me to let go of for a very long time. But again, I've seen it time and time again, especially over this last 4 or 5 years, as I've really, you know, dove into personal development and this type of a community. And it's like, oh shit, man, these people are doing amazing freaking things, you know, that have money. It's like, who are you people? You're not the people I see in the movies and TV. And I'm a movie fucking junkie. I love movies, but it hurts me so much because I see that in movies almost every stinking time. The rich, powerful guy, he's greedy, he's a crook, he's stealing, he's hurting people. It's like, yes, there are people like that. There are Bernie Madoffs out in the world. There's, you know, robbing people, but that's not the majority of the people that are out there. So I love this different perspective of just being more open and receiving to money. Yeah.
And I just want to give like a couple of little tactical, practical tips for anybody who actually wants this. If you want to transform your mindset from scarcity to an abundant mindset, one of the two, or a couple of two, maybe I'll share a couple, like 2 or 3, is affirmations. So the power, all that is like the power of auto-suggestion and reprogramming your subconscious mind. And that shit works. Like, you don't understand. I am living proof. All my clients are living proof. It is wild what can happen. And it's just taking and reprogramming, you know, beliefs. It's replacing the old beliefs. And this can take some time. So one of the things that I suggest that's been really helpful for me, you don't even have to say them. You could literally, like, you don't have to read them every day. I'm sorry. You don't have to read them every day. You could just on your phone and play them like while you're like brushing your teeth in the morning. Your mind is the most impressionable within the first 20 minutes of waking up. So you might as well just like press play, hit play. Literally, even if it's just like background noise, it really seeps into your brain. And do this for 3 months, and I guarantee you that you will see such a big shift. If you like religiously listen, the more you listen. So that's one that I live by, that because it literally has brainwashed myself into believing that I am a powerful CEO with multiple 6-figure companies. Like I started saying that, that's what it was one of, and then I stepped into that and I was like, holy shit, I gotta update my affirmations because like they're coming true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's so affirmations. And for any of your your tribe, if they want, I have a PDF that has 100+ affirmations in different departments of your life: career, money, love, all that stuff. So if anybody wants, you let me know. I'll send it over to them, or I'll send it to you. You could post it in your group if you want.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll have you definitely send it over to me, or you can post it on this video, however you want to send it out there so everybody can get a hold of it.
Amazing. Yeah. So visualization is a big one too. And that's something that the reason that it's so big is because it's as your particular activating system filters the things that you bring into experience.
Yeah.
So those are 2 like tangible steps that you can do every single day, if that makes sense. So I'm losing you here. Sorry.
Yeah. So it was cutting out there just for a second, but
can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So yeah, so those are 2, I lost you here. That's why it kind of threw me off a little bit. But yeah, those are 2 steps that you can take. Visually and affirmations are super, super good for just auto suggestions, reprogramming, brainwashing the fuck out of your brain.
Yeah, no, I love those. And I know affirmations I struggled with for a long time because, I was like, I have lots of money, whatever, but I wasn't feeling them. And then the visualization, I think, is the key that really helped me with those, because then when you start feeling yourself in that situation, and then you start taking those actions, get you closer. Yeah, maybe you don't have that yet, but again, you just open up your mind to that. And even just driving yesterday, I had a nice realization about affirmations, because again, they were something that I've always kind of been on the fence, with my use of them. But I was driving down the road and I forgot what happened. Oh, I was coming up to a stoplight, random weird ass thing, but it's like, and I just missed getting to go through, and it's like it pissed me off or something. So I had this negative thought, like, oh damn it, you fucked it, whatever, some negative thought. And I'm like, whoa, man, hang on. And these are like these thoughts that we have over and over all through the course of our day, like these thousands and thousands of thoughts. And that's where the affirmations come into play, is because it allows us to take that shitty thought that I had when I missed that light, whatever negative thing I said to myself, I'm replacing it with something positive. I got to do that pattern interrupt, like, no, get this out of here. Let's put this over here. And you just got to train your brain to go to that positive comment versus this negative comment, because negative comment's not going to serve you in any good way. Only this positive one will. Yeah.
And one thing I want to just touch upon is, you said, which is a big thing, and this is I work with people a lot. I used to work, when I first started coaching, I used to work with a lot of dudes. I love working with dudes because the shift is so big, because especially with my manifestation stuff. So it's just amazing. It's very like extreme. The growth is so extreme, so big. And one of the things with men is that they have resistant towards affirmation, women as well, but I see this a lot with men. So what I always say, I don't believe in saying, I have $1 million. And like, if you don't believe in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't believe in it, that's not going to be effective. So I always say, maybe you can say something along the lines of, you say your goal X, Y, Z, and then you can say, you could say like, I'm in the process of X, Y, Z. I'm in the process of. Yeah. Right. You could buy into that more than I'm a trillionaire.
Yeah. Cause then my mind's like going into where I was like, no, you're not. See, let me prove it to you, but yeah, if you're saying I'm in the process, well, then you are taking those steps to get you closer and closer, and you're in there. And like, okay, that I can work towards, because I'm a guy, I build things. That's what I do. It's like, I can get myself to there.
Yes, exactly. So those are like those little words. I'm like giving you guys like these little key words that really help, because your psychology, your like psyche can like buy into that, right? So I'm in the process of, and I'll give you the 2 reasons why most dreams die and why a lot of goals die and you don't get to them and you can't manifest them is because you're worried about the how will it happen, and you're worried about the when will it happen. Those are the two things that are going to kill your freaking goals and your dreams so quick before they even take off.
Yeah.
How, like, it's okay. Like, stop before you just like feel into what you want. Remember, with the aligned action, you got it. Trust yourself. You're going to make it happen. But instantly, people don't, like, when you were like, oh, $100,000, you probably thought like quickly how, and you're like, okay, I can, but a lot of people are walking around thinking about the how. As soon as the how smacks them in the face, they're like, I can't do it. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
So release the how, release the when, do the steps, show up, do the work, take inventory, on your thoughts, upgrade your software, just like we upgrade our phones, right? When there's that upgrade, everyone upgrades that iPhone, because if not, you'll have glitches. People are working with the software from 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
I love that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I have to say. And, if anyone has any questions, I'm always here at, my Instagram is Manifesting Ninja. My Facebook is Manifesting Ninja. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. Well, you beat me to it, because I was going to make sure to have you share that information so people can reach out and connect with you. I want to say thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this conversation. You've definitely pumped me up, got me energized for the day. So I really appreciate it. And if you guys are watching this, definitely, either on the replay or live, whatever, leave us your comments, leave us your best takeaways here. And tag me or Maria on your Instagram, on your Facebook, and let us know what you thought, because we really appreciate the comments. And again, Maria, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. And
Thanks
I
so
don't
much
have any
for having me,
questions on
James.
here. So with that, I guess we'll wrap it up. And thank you, and have an awesome day.
Thank you, James. You too. Have an amazing day. Thanks for having me.
All right. You take care.
Bye.